Don't look under the internet.
Let's cheers to things that scare us.
Yeah, come close to the mic.
Shut the fuck up.
Just saying,
let's
man.
chat about things that scare us.
Okay.
So,
I'll start. Spiders, especially when I can't see them.
okay, fair. I knew that one.
You did, and you were witness to a lot of that.
I was. I have a new fear, and it's the polarization of the Earth switching.
Oh yeah, that's currently happening.
Yeah,
Like that happens like every 25,000 years.
and I'll explain why after the shot.
Okay, everyone take a shot to drink to existential dread, apparently, which is super on topic for what we're talking about today.
Yes, welcome to Diluti Pod.
Oh,
everyone.
I guess we are recording and we are here. And this is the episode, and you all are listening.
Enjoy the immediate throating of whiskey.
the immediate throaty voices. Cheers, everybody! When you hear the clink, drink. Oh man. Well, that hit me in a weird fucking spot.
Oh, he got throated.
Woo!
Anyways, if you didn't notice by now, there's only
Two of us are missing.
two be missing.
Tutor of us are missing.
Turd of us are missing.
Yeah, Matt and Mike are not here this week. Matt is doing life things.
Dead.
That. And Mike's still being a father. Still
Also dead.
using his well-earned time off.
Dead to us.
Yeah, I mean, has anyone kicked his kid yet? Is that just a thing that's going to be carried on?
It's too small for me to feel okay with doing at the moment.
It's defenseless, right?
Yeah, it hasn't done anything to piss me off.
Except be a child.
except Mike breaking our one fucking rule. But
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
fine. But yeah, classic. I feel weird because we have to run this show.
We have to do all of the
without
things.
Mike,
Yeah.
who's just great at doing it.
Oh, he's great at adding the things like, shouting out people who give us money for what we talk about. You and I we're more of the content side of things.
Neither of us have prepared any terrible bird scooters. Like,
No, this is all raw bird scootering.
raw dogging
Or raw
it all
dogging the
night.
shit out of it. Yeah, absolutely. But speaking of patrons, we might as well just go over this real quick. So,
Diluti.
wait, who's doing this?
I was gonna just say it, and then I was just figured you'd talk.
I want to give it a try because I'm always like, you do my part, I'll do Mike's. You ready?
Okay.
Diluti, house, keeping.
Clap above your head.
That was bad. This is not working. This doesn't work. That felt awkward and weird.
Felt
but-
terrible. I hated all of that.
Mike, Matt, please come back.
Clap above your wiener.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. We got a couple of patrons to shout out. We have first and foremost Quinn Decker. Quinn Decker.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing for that one.
It's a solid name.
Upper Decker.
There you go. I knew you'd get there.
Thank you.
And we also have Deviled Teeth.
Oh, Mike is missing out on that one.
Seriously,
He would have things to say.
You know what? Hopefully he listens to this episode and has a swift reply. I mean, I hope he's just saving all of the thoughts that he has about all of these names for when he does come back, so he can just drop all of it in like stream of consciousness style.
Everybody will just get like the supreme treatment the first episode he's back. He's going to be like, I'm going to go over everyone's name again real quick.
Yeah, we're going back to the beginning, guys. We got to start over. But no, thank you guys so fucking much. We love that you decided that we deserve some kind of funding. Hopefully, that doesn't go to waste. You guys have some backlog to go through, and also you have some Tuesdays to look forward to. and some game nights. Like we got some good stuff. I cannot wait for the next game night. I have some good ideas.
Ooh, good.
I think I took a little bit of point on that one because Mike's gone, but he did say he's going to be there.
All right. Well, as long as you know what's going on.
I think I do. Who knows? We'll find out.
That's fair.
In true Louis fashion, we will fucking figure it out.
Ooh, now that that's over, because we have nothing else to talk about. The polarization.
Oh, yes. Can you please explain? Like,
so
why does that terrify you?
I was watching. So, oh my god, I was watching a TikTok, and they were going over just like what would happen if like the like polarization reversed, and basically, it'll flip the Earth, and then the Earth will stop because it takes like 7 days for it to like correct itself and then flip back. Yep.
That's a weird time.
And I think that's like a rough fucking estimate. But essentially what'll happen is that because the Earth is spinning and like wind is happening and the waves are moving.
Okay.
We don't realize that wind is moving at like 1,000 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying?
It's very fast.
So it basically immediately cause a cataclysmic event.
Yep.
Because one side of the Earth is getting just
superheated,
blasted by the sun, and the other side is just in dark
for 7 days.
Yeah, but I think we'll all be just dead before.
See, I don't know because like Antarctica and like anything close to the North and South Poles, they go through like months of no sunlight.
Oh well, the only reason we'll all be dead for sure is because 1,000-mile-per-hour winds.
Oh, gotcha.
Will fuck everything.
We'll fuck everything up. All the buildings.
And then all the water is just gonna like go everywhere essentially.
Yeah, nothing's really affecting it the way it should be.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
So, are you telling me we should build the Deludi bunker finally? Like
I think
4 miles underground, just safe
absolutely.
haven. We should get our hands on that drill system that Mike was talking about for.
That is for sure true.
Whatever the Dulce base.
Oh yeah, Dulce base.
Yeah. Speaking of, oh my god! So I watched Nope. I know we haven't even gotten to the topic yet.
Yeah, we'll let you in on that.
We will.
Soon.
We'll get there. Don't worry. I watched Nope not too long ago.
Right.
I had no idea that was connected to Dulce base.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had to pause the movie just to tell Kelly all about it.
Oh god.
And she could not have been less interested at all. She's like, yeah,
great.
Can we play the fucking movie now? Can we watch this shit? I'm like, no, you have to understand that there are 15 levels of alien apartments underneath this fucking bullshit base connected by honeycomb tunnels and you know how it goes.
I do.
I'm sure you
do. I do. That being said,
that's a solid fear. But that being said, what the fuck are we supposed to be talking about right now?
Well, if you're lucky enough to be seeing us in the Discord right now, you might have a small inkling of what we're doing. We have our Necronomicon out. We got our Bible of Cthulhu out. I think y'all already know, but today we're doing another Cthulhu Corner.
Yeah, we're finding.
It's been a while.
I think we're finding the key to the gate.
We are finding the key to the gate.
We have to find the key to the gate, otherwise, how do you open the gate?
Specifically, like the key to the gate.
The key and the gate.
Exactly.
I know
one and the same.
One of you knows what the fuck we're talking about here, right? Please tell me you do. Please.
I'm like waiting for someone to say something, but I know they're not.
No, nobody is. I just closed all my notes.
Oh, good. Well, we got this, guys. I promise. We're gonna talk about Yog-Sothoth.
Hell yes.
Yog-Sothoth.
So if any of you guys know about the Cthulhu Mythos in any capacity past the story of Call of Cthulhu or just the very generic Cthulhu depictions that we see in pop culture, you'll know that there is a huge mythos behind Cthulhu, where he comes from, what he's tied to, what he means. And one of those beings, known as an outer god, is Yog-Sothoth. And I'd like to start this off with a quote directly from H.P. Lovecraft.
Hell yeah.
And this is actually pulled from the Dunwich Horror, which is like the staple fucking Yog-Sothoth story. And that's where all of the canon that you're going to read online comes from. This is where all the stories from Yog-Sothoth come from. So here it goes. Yog-Sothoth knows the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the key and the guardian of the gate. Past, present, future, all are one in Yog-Sothoth. He knows where the old ones broke through of old, and where they shall break through again. He knows where they have trod earth's fields, and where they still tread them, and why no one can behold them as they tread.
God. Man's
God.
got a way with words.
Damn. He does. I mean, he's very, very, very verbose, and I will say, I just found a who did it? The H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society did a full audio drama of At the Mountains of Madness.
Oh.
And I'm
hell
so
yeah.
fucking happy because I've read that story before and I tried listening to it on audiobook, but like some of the descriptions, it's just too much. It's too much.
I can't wait for Guillermo del
hell
Toro's
yes.
version.
His fucking series that's coming out.
Yeah, that should be
I'm
good.
so excited. Well, you saw Cabinets of Curiosities, right?
I did.
How'd you like it?
It was pretty good. There were some that were just okay, but like a lot of them were pretty cool, especially some of the Lovecraft adaptations.
The first one drew you in for sure.
Oh yeah,
100%. Storage unit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fucking. But Guillermo del Toro has like an infamously huge collection of H.P. Lovecraft just memorabilia, and like he's got like a full bust of the man in his home.
Oh yeah,
Like
he borderline worships Lovecraft, which
isn't terribly great.
like the man himself was. I mean, we always say product of his time. We always give him the easy out, but like let's just fucking be honest. H.P. Lovecraft was a terrible fucking human being, and most men in that time period were as well.
That's
like
fair.
a lot of people had very shitty outlooks on life.
But boy howdy, could he write a book.
Boy howdy, could he make you fucking terrified and feel terrible about it.
And I guess silver lining is he got no fame while he was alive.
No, none.
So all of his fame came after his
Post-mortem.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So do with that info what you will.
So as you can surmise, we are talking about Yog-Sothoth, the key, the gate, the key and the gate to everything that exists. But instead of using these cryptic, super shitty terms to describe what he is, let's just go ahead and get down to the fucking nitty gritty, or as Mike might say, the nittis grittis.
The nittis grittis.
Nittis grittis. So Yog-Sothoth is a, I don't want to say fictional.
I know it hurts.
It hurts to say it, but because like, how do you prove that? But he's a cosmic entity and
Fictional
outer
until
gods.
proven guilty.
Yes, exactly. Just like the potato that isn't orbiting Earth. Prove that I'm wrong, that there is not a potato orbiting Earth. Whoever can do that gets $1,000 from me. Just saying. You heard it.
All right.
I'm 100% serious.
Keeping it a word.
Yep. Go ahead. If you were going to spend way more than $1,000 proving that, just by the way. But so he's a cosmic entity and outer god. So he's like top tier. He's a big boy, a big thickums.
Thickums.
And he was brought into reality by H.P. Lovecraft. He's a very core part of the Cthulhu Mythos. And if you listen to our timeline episode, you kind of gleaned that. And so Lovecraft, I don't know if Lovecraft actually enjoyed Yog-Sothoth. Like, I think he wrote him into his mythos and was like, man.
I wonder if he was like, this is like the Superman of my fucking.
Yes. And that's actually a very good analogy because he is like all fucking powerful. For all intents and purposes, he's God.
I know, and I know we said this all about Azathoth as well.
That's different.
It is a little different.
Azathoth created the playground that God plays in.
Yeah.
Whereas Yog-Sothoth is more closer to like God.
The guy running around doing the thing.
Yeah, exactly. But so Lovecraft even refers to just like fucked up shit that goes on as Yog-Sothery.
I love that. I really, really love
fuckery,
that.
but different. So Yog-Sothoth was created. He was born from something called the Nameless Mist. I know we've touched on that before. He's also the progenitor of Cthulhu, progenitor of Hastur, as well as Vormi. And
gross.
Last but not least, he's the father of someone named Wilbur Whately. And you guys have absolutely heard us talk about him before. But yes, he is Wilbur Whately's fucking father.
So quick shameless plug. If you want to know about the Nameless Mist, the Darkness, Wilbur Whately, some of these people that are in the Cthulhu mythos that don't have a whole lot of like books or parts or just really any information, I cover those in our TikTok specifically.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go and
Go
see
check
that
that
stuff there. Yeah, so oh man, Yog-Sothoth, he's known as a lot of things. You could call him the lurker at the threshold, the key in the gate, the beyond, opener of the way, all in one. The all in one is like the most lazy nickname I think I've ever heard, to be fair.
I can't really blame you there. I mean, it's to be 100% fair. I think every entity that we've covered has had like one like staple. Like, really, you couldn't have just thought about it a bit?
Yeah, I don't know, but so we say a lot of these names, and we have like honestly, we have no way of knowing if we're pronouncing them correctly.
Well, it's spoken in tongues that are not meant to like
that are
be spoken by
incomprehensible,
humans. Right? And even like Cthulhu,
it's
if
like
we want to
guttural.
get into it, that's not his name.
It's
Like
guttural as fuck.
and like the only reason we call him Cthulhu is because that's the noise he made, and we're like that's his name.
That sounds right.
That might not even be his name. Just like Yog-Sothoth might not be its name. Like, who the fuck knows?
Well, some of his also like some people also call him Yog-Sothoth and like Yog-Sothoth and Yog-Sothoth. There's a ton of different ways to say this guy's name.
Do you think that's like just like cultural differences? Like, because they're so like people were so spread out at the like beginning of humanity.
Well, you got to think about it this way. If we look at the Cthulhu mythos as a whole, there's like 3 main places that a lot of these stories take place.
Mm-hmm.
One being the good old US of A.
Yep. South USA.
One being highly, highly involved in South America.
Yep. Oh God, yeah.
And then we have like
China.
Yeah. but then you also have to think, okay, we had Atlantis,
Mm-hmm.
which where the fuck that is, we don't really know. So we'd have to think about all the people that are in whatever surrounding area Atlantis
So
is
you want to
in.
go over those? So you got Atlantis, we've got Lemuria, we've got Hyperborea,
we got to take all of that into consideration because technically,
Rulia, like
all of these places are all over the world.
all over. They
So
exist,
we
they're
really
here.
do not know.
Yeah.
There's no language that we can reference to be like, that is how you say this thing.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that being said, I digress a little bit. I just don't at us. Don't knock me for the way I pronounce anything.
Unless you are Yog-Sothoth himself, itself, herself, whatever, don't judge us, please. We're trying. These letters, it's most of the fucking like words and names we see are only consonants. I don't know how to pronounce
There's
that.
a lot of apostrophes in
just
places
wait.
they should not be.
Just wait. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to expose the cult chant that we found. That we're I don't know how we would even want to describe that.
I don't know. We just be getting these fucking videotapes sent to us. If you listen to our SCPs, you know.
You know.
We just get them. We don't
We have
understand.
nothing to do with them.
We just play them for you guys. Hopefully they're not cursed.
But yeah, so those are some of his not alter egos, but just
His go-bys.
his go-bys, his call signs.
Yeah. His
It's like
fucking
Tomahawk or Laser.
his pen name, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
His Christian name, yes. So now that we know kind of like all the names that Yog-Sothoth goes by, let's talk about his relatives. I touched on this just a bit,
All right.
but let's go ahead and go over the genealogy according to Howard Phillips Lovecraft.
Hubert.
Yes. And he actually, so he went over this in one of his very many letters. And it's actually titled Letter 617, which is from the Selected Letters like compilation.
Mhm.
He wrote so many fucking letters that just have to do with his ideas, his horror.
Yeah, that's actually where we get a lot of.
So much. His letters are way more like expository than his actual stories.
And yeah, that I could go into this a lot more too. And that's why we don't have much information on a lot of these like random, like well-known characters that
Yeah.
have like 2 sentences written about them. And now
Yeah.
they're just like people's favorite fucking deity. Like you're just
Yeah.
like, all right.
Well, I think that's part of the draw though, right? Like you hear just like about some cool shit, and like he's got a cool image, and you hear just this very loose description, and you're like, I'm fucking intrigued. I want to know more.
Well, that's also the beauty about having a shared open universe with
Yes.
other writers, where they can be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take Shub Bubba Bob, and now he's this is what he looks like. Here's his story, and it's canon. So
Shub Bubba Bob. I think we have a Lovecraft story to write. Takes place in Alabama specifically.
oh no.
But so according to Lovecraft in one of his letters, Yog-Sothoth is the offspring of the nameless mists, which plural. There are several, and they were essentially, I don't want to say like born, because it was more like meiosis, more or less, from Azathoth. Like they just think fucking Zeus with Athena, where he like pulled his rib out and be like, you're a god now, and Athena formed. Like,
Right.
That's kind of where the mists come from. So after these nameless mists managed to produce this fucking tentacle million-eyed god, Yog-Sothoth actually mated with Shub-Niggurath, which we've touched on, we haven't talked about yet, but we also know Shub-Niggurath as the goat with 1,000 young. And the reason she's called that is because she's like the progenitor of most of the Lovecraftian entities that we know of.
She's like the mother, like the god of like fertility, essentially,
Yeah.
in this mythos.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, she literally has her genitals forced into every, like, you can trace every entity, even like the Shoggoths.
Yeah.
Like, you can trace all of them back to Shub-Niggurath. So Yog-Sothoth mated with Shub-Niggurath to produce the twin deities Nug and Yeb. That's a fun one. That is a fun pairing, and we need to talk about that.
Yeah,
soon.
we will very soon.
So you might know Nug because he sired Cthulhu through something called parthenogenesis, which is just like meiosis. Essentially, he just kind of pulled Cthulhu out of his ass and then.
Yes, it is a form of asexual reproduction.
Exactly. I know lizards use this at some point. I think.
Do they?
Well, when you refer to pathogenesis, it's more like the regrowing of something. So like a lizard's tail or something like that. So essentially, Cthulhu is kind of like, is just another version of Nug, but he took on his own.
So basically, from what I'm reading here, which I should have done beforehand, is that apparently a gamete, an egg or a sperm, basically combines with another one.
Of the same? It's like two gametes?
Yeah,
Okay.
and basically it just means the development of an embryo from an unfertilized egg.
Gotcha. So yeah, meiosis.
So it's kind of like Jesus.
Yeah. 3 days, he comes back, and now we all pray to him and drink his blood and eat his flesh. And yeah, Christianity's not a cult at all.
This has gone off the rail.
It has real fast. So you might be wondering where Yog-Sothoth is actually like found. You hear the name several times throughout a couple of different short stories by Lovecraft, but the big one, the big heavy hitter, is the Dunwich Horror, and Yog-Sothoth is like he's the perpetrator behind everything. He might not be the antagonist, but he's the reason everything in that story happens.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
And like I said, he's the father of Wilbur Whately.
Yep.
Or Wilbur Whately is Yog-Sothoth's fucking son.
Mhm.
Wilbur Whately is more the main antagonist in the Dunwich Horror.
So real quick, if you're listening to this, I want you to go ahead and pause and just look up a picture of what Yog-Sothoth,
I'm gonna do my best real quick to
looks like.
describe what it looks like. How about that?
because I want you to imagine this thing that you're going to see mating with a human woman.
Should we drop this in the Discord for people to see?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
absolutely. But there's how
What?
how
Oh, there's all my. I just found all my goddamn my cursed AI
Oh, no.
images.
I don't know. The thought of this thing having sex with any
Dude, I don't
normal
understand. Like,
human
how
is
do you?
just the most fucked up imagery. We probably should have asked the AI, show us that. But anyways,
We
I'm just saying.
there's time, Doug.
you
There
never
is
know.
time.
We could have time.
We could have time, but you know what? Not right now. Let's move ahead. If we have time at the end, maybe
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
do some AI
yeah.
fun. But I think that's about it. I mean, so the only other thing I have to say about Yog-Sothoth's spawn is, Wilbur Whately, and there's a much more monstrous, unnamed brother who does not stay alive for very long.
If you want me to TLDR essentially the Wilbur Whately thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically Yog-Sothoth impregnates a woman named Lavinia Whately. They have a child, and Wilbur
Two,
is
technically.
right. And so Wilbur, being the one that we know anything about, essentially is on this quest to find a complete Necronomicon, which eventually leads him to Miskatonic University.
And the Mad Arab.
Basically, he's trying to summon Yog-Sothoth back into the mortal world for reasons. So I don't want to give any spoilers. I don't want to give anything away, but you can find the movie, which is really fun.
It is fun.
The book is great.
Way better.
But yeah, there's just a lot of fun things going on in that whole story. So definitely check that out if you're into the whole mythos. So
hell yeah. But yeah, going back to the mythos, actually, let's talk about his direct relatives real quick. So grandfather, Azathoth,
figures,
the thing that makes everything be.
Yeah.
The Nameless Mist, obviously, parents. Wilbur Whately's his son, and as well as the Dunwich Abomination, which we will name it here, I guess. But the reason it's not never named is because it doesn't last very long at all.
Yeah.
And then I love that it just says offspring for Nug and Yeb because we don't know what they are. That's fine. Cthulhu is Yog-Sothoth's grandson, and as well as Sathagua, who, if you remember from our again Cthulhu Mythos timeline, as well as our Yig episode, we talked about Sathagua a bit. He was the one that tried to gain control over Hyperborea and then kept it because he's just a dickhead. And that's why Yig is down in South America and the southern USA versus the Antarctic Circle.
Yep. I also have a TikTok on Sathagua.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Check out our TikTok. Once again,
Yep.
I need a fucking shot after going over all that convoluted bullshit. I hope that made sense.
Yeah.
Everybody.
The H.P. Lovecraft tree,
Cool.
like just the family tree is beyond bizarre because like there's a lot of just everybody be fucking each other to have some chitlins. I don't know. Anyways, I want to go over some of the powers that Yog-Sothoth has.
All of them?
I mean, yes, essentially, but the main ones that you'll hear about, that you'll see, time-space manipulation, omniscience, omnipresence, like you name it. The man is a god, like to a T.
Literally, like, okay, I'm gonna save this, but I've got some shit to say about that.
So the list continues, but it's he's got reality warping, non-corporeal acausality, telepathy, just everything, manipulation of durability and negation. So he's kind of like Cthulhu in that sense, where he can become small, big, like whatever,
So what I'm hearing is all you had to say is he can do whatever he wants.
He is the all-doing,
he's the gate, he's the key.
He will fuck anything and do anything
whenever he wants.
I hope somebody got the reference.
He fucked me last night. Oh, I didn't. What's the reference?
Do you want to talk about what you just said?
No, I'd rather just glance over that.
Okay, all right.
If we're cool with that.
All right, that's fine. Very, very good.
But also, I'd have no way to prove or disprove that. So,
all right. Well, why don't you give us a little description of this man?
Yeah, let's actually talk.
Hand me your whiskey.
Yeah, we need it for this. So I am staring at what I think, I'm not sure if it is, but it's what I think is the most accurate representation of him. And I dropped it in our Discord for anyone who's listening. And it's this pile of purple tentacles all over a decaying ruins on what I'm assuming is an alien planet. You can clearly see at least 100 eyes at like the Let's call that the stalk.
I mean,
that's a stalk, right?
Think of it like a jellyfish and a
squid and
a
too many arms.
Yeah,
Way too many arms.
But also they were like the size of a fucking mountain, I guess,
or a planet. There's really, honestly, I don't know, because like if you look directly above that, you see all the multicolored what you think might be stars, but because I know what I know that that's absolutely more of Yog-Sothoth's fucking eyes.
Yeah.
But essentially, like Doug said, like omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, like he knows everything, sees everything at all times, which honestly sounds fucking awful. Can you imagine being able to see everything and not being able to turn that off?
I mean, I have to assume that because of his just who he is and what he is, I think that's probably the norm.
He can cope.
Yeah, I think
he's fun with it.
I think he's doing all right.
So like many Lovecraftian gods, Yog-Sothoth has many different appearances throughout the different stories of the mythos. And again, by various authors. It's not just Lovecraft. So Lovecraft provided the basis, like most of these mythos entities. Most of the shit that we know about him comes from all the other authors that expounded on it, created more. And again, I'm always going to give Lovecraft props for just saying, do whatever you want with the shit that I've made. Like, I can't not recognize that. But I also, in the same breath, have to say he was a terrible fucking human being.
Well,
and we should never idealize him.
Do you think he opened the door because he was just like, well, nobody likes my shit, so
That's fair. That's fair. And that's something that we've touched on like once or twice, but I forget every time that like when he started writing this shit, no one cared. Like nobody gave a shit about this.
Yeah, pretty much
like, you're
nobody.
fucking weird. Stop.
It was too weird for that time period, I think, and I don't know actually if people were writing things the way he was.
Same. And the downfall or the pitfall there is that the internet wasn't around. So like, how would any of them know? You know what I mean?
You would have, well, so like, for example, like the whole Call of Cthulhu, like was published in a small magazine.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
You would have had to A, known about the magazine, B, subscribe to that magazine
and found it,
and then read the like 4 to 5 page.
It was probably accidental.
Yeah.
Like, when you found it. Yeah, exactly.
And someone probably read it and they're like, what the fuck is this? And then moved along.
Most people would. You and I would have had a fucking field day if we found that in a magazine and never knew anything about it. Yeah.
I've actually been looking for that magazine. I don't know if there is even like an affordable copy.
If we find one, any amount.
Okay, all right, bet.
You heard that, patrons. You are hearing where your money is going right now. It's overpriced magazines with really old texts. So, like I was saying, Yog-Sothoth has so many different appearances, and you'll see why in just a second. There is a very common agreement, though, that Yog-Sothoth visually manifests him, them, herself as just a mass of glowing orbs. Like, you remember those toys as a kid that were like in this mesh and it was all squishy and you like squeezed it and like a ball popped out?
Oh yeah, I have a thing on my desk right now.
Yeah, it's right there. Yes,
yeah,
you're correct.
Yeah,
that's what I imagine the first description of Yog-Sothoth being is just
he was a koosh ball.
Yeah,
but it had a squishy like innard.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's a mass of glowing orbs with eyes or tendrils in some versions, and in others, simply just the orbs. To me, that implies that he can change how he appears, similar to, Cthulhu and almost Nyarlathotep, every fucking Lovecraftian being that exists. It's heavily implied that Yog-Sothoth is omniscient. Implied. It's never confirmed, but the information that you get from Yog-Sothoth through the stories, through the canons, etc., it heavily implies that he can see everything that's going on at all times, even if he's not there.
Yeah, he has a very past, present, future kind of mentality to him.
He looks at time like it's in a test tube. Like, fill a test tube with liquid, right? And like make sure that both ends are plugged. and you can just sit there and kind of like see all of it at the same time, flowing back and forth. That's kind of how I think that Yog-Sothoth views time, which is if you, with that in your brain, and you go back and read a story about Yog-Sothoth, it's going to be like, holy shit. Holy fuck.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think he's just like removed from time. Kind of like how Azathoth is removed from physicality.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, apparently he is just like Azathoth, locked outside of the universe, which means he can observe anytime, at any point, for any amount of time, whenever he wants, but to interact with that
So real quick,
sucks. What?
do you think he knows when
When you masturbate?
when Azathoth will wake up?
I mean, by definition, he has to, right?
I don't know. It just came into my brain. I was just like,
I mean, it literally says there is no secret hidden from Yog-Sothoth. No secrets exist with Yog-Sothoth, which means when Azathoth wakes up is a secret or no one knows it, Yog-Sothoth does. I think Yog-Sothoth is not as good as I thought he was. She was. I think it's one of the worst entities in existence. Now that you say that,
I know there's a lot.
Holy shit! The implications that you just fucking brought up for that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm nerding hardcore about the Lovecraft mythos. Fucking hell!
Well,
everything I know is backwards.
If you're watching the video for this, I highly recommend y'all read the book, the Cthulhu Bible.
By something Winter.
Yeah, it's fuck.
It's right in front of your.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Wintry.
Literally by just one name, like Madonna or Cher. It's by Wintry. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think it's Wintry. But yeah, so there's like different chapters, and there's just a lot that goes on to knowing what the Cthulhu Mythos is about, and then applying that to your everyday being. And it's not like. If you're familiar with like Satanism, Satanism's like, yeah, be the best version of you, do things that will benefit you
as long as you don't hurt somebody else.
Yeah, don't do bad to other people. Just like be a fucking good person and do your just like mind your own fucking business essentially.
Live your life to the absolute fullest as long as you do not negatively impact anybody else.
Exactly. So in this, there's a lot of like, you have to take it for like a grain of salt, because a lot of it is like, yeah, like here's like how you go about worshiping these different deities.
Yeah.
And like,
which is weird. That's I feel like that's like a dichotomy that we don't talk about. Like it says live your life as best you can, and then it gives you rules.
And then it's like, but also like, if shit like goes down and this guy comes out, like you're probably gonna have to like trigger warning, but like you probably have to kill yourself, or like you probably have to like realize you're gonna go mad and die. Like, don't worry about that part though.
Not yet. Not yet. Plus, the promises given by most of these entities are essentially their powers, which is omniscience, like all of that. But all that means is they're absorbing you.
Yeah, a lot of it's just giving yourself to whichever one you choose. But I digress, because I haven't finished the whole book yet, and I don't want to be like, I know all the things and the stuff.
So you're still on the initiate level.
Yeah, I haven't graduated to.
You haven't gotten the black book yet.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But anyways, go on. My bad. We're getting very off topic.
No, that's all I have. That was just a little segue. And I was hoping that you might take it and run with it with the whole different appearances.
Yeah, so when we say appearances, it's more like what stories he's in. So his first mention is in the case of Charles Dexter Ward, which, if you don't know who Charles Dexter Ward is, watch fucking any Lovecraft movie, and he's probably in most of them, because goddamn it, they love using him as a character.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's in
Colorado Space,
but also
different name, but yeah,
Reanimator. He's like the main character in Reanimator.
Yeah. He's the fucking scientist.
Yeah. So he's in a lot of stuff. But this book specifically is the first time they mention Yog-Sothoth. Then he goes on, and he's the straight driving force of the Dunwich Horror, like we mentioned, which is basically where we got our legendary quote from in the beginning of the episode.
Exactly. That's the quote.
And I know
The
it's not like anything fucking miraculous, but like if you're talking about Yog-Sothoth, that's like the quote you would use. And then Randolph Carter actually puts him into Through the Gates of the Silver Key, the only Lovecraft story in which Yog-Sothoth actually speaks, which is kind of crazy because really the entities never interact with.
Well, Nyarlathotep excluded.
Yeah, he's got his like a
He
different
loves
set of
interacting with people.
rules though. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean shit. There's just there's definitely some other things, but in the Necronomicon, he's mentioned a lot.
A ton.
13 different names to be exact, if you understand what that means.
And that's only counting the names the Necronomicon knows him, it, she by.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Which we also have right there. If you haven't read the Necronomicon,
Fucking do it.
Also a great read. A lot of it is pages you won't be able to read,
Yes.
which is fine. But holy shit, is it fun to look through?
But the whole thing about it is like when you're ready, you will be able to read it.
Yeah,
That's a big thing. That's a part of it.
If you choose to be the cultist in your life,
That Doug and I could never be.
you will have a good time with all of these things. I that's all I have to say about that.
I hate to do this, but have we ever talked about like the lengths that you and I have gone into like researching like culthood and like what that involves and like what the downsides versus the upsides would be and how many groups that we've joined?
I mean, to be fair, yes, I understand, and no, we haven't. Me and Jason are weird on the on the spectrum of weird. The whole
we are
reason,
on the spectrum.
We are definitely on the weird spectrum. I mean, shit, we started this podcast just because we liked weird, creepy shit.
Yep. No, like we legit we went through like the initiation of like, albeit it was online,
Right.
but we wanted to be like a part of a community that was like absolutely serious about this kind of stuff. I wanted to see like what that world was like. And I'm still a part of that group on Facebook.
I am too. And I'm actually, I keep meaning to do this, but I'm going to get ordained.
Oh, yeah, dude, please. I've already done it.
Yeah, I still need to do that. Yeah.
I can marry people in the name of Cthulhu. And it's
Yeah.
specifically Cthulhu. They have sex for like Azathoth and Yog-Sothoth and like some of the other deities, some of the big ones. But
First United Church of Cthulhu.
FUCC.
The fuck.
The fuck church.
Love all of that
That's
and everything about that.
So yes, the church. If you want to get actual helpful information, look at the church. If you find the cult of Cthulhu, I would go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and say, don't pursue that.
There's a lot.
I've tried. It's unless you want to commit crimes to be a part of that.
Yeah,
group
no,
of people,
it is.
please don't try.
It's kind of like the whole Satanism thing where you've got like the temple and then like the church, and then you've got all these other terrible groups of people. So, just research what you're doing. That's all. That's all. We don't condone. Actually, we don't give a shit what you do, but
we don't. We just want you to be happy.
Just do whatever makes you happy, I guess. That being said, should we like call upon the boy?
Do it. Can we please call on the void? We have not done that yet. I don't think we've actually gone over like some incantations.
We haven't, and this is awesome.
Oh
I have
man,
to say.
I'm so excited. So before I go into this, I will say we have an actual audio clip of the cultists of Yog-Sothoth chanting
I guess a resurrection.
It's either a resurrection. I think it's
incantation.
resurrection.
Yeah.
It's a resurrection chant, and we have some audio for that, which I'll share with you in just a second. But to give you a little bit of a background onto what these incantations or invocations are. Incantations, invocations, whatever. So Yog-Sothoth is called upon from time to time by like his followers and cultists to assist them in performing different occult-like deeds or rituals. The most notable of these are recorded in what Doug just talked about, the case of Charles Dexter Ward and the Dunwich Horror. Now, there are, at least from what we found in surviving texts, There are two separate incantations. I'm going to start with the second one. The second one is basically to put to rest any beings that were brought back to life in a way that was supernatural.
Right.
Okay. The first one, which is a little, I don't know, double-edged swordish, because, this one resurrects people, things, whatever, and it puts their soul back into a vessel.
So
like I said, we Doug and I have kind of delved into the cult realm of this, and it's not good, and we'd like to distance ourselves from it. So instead of us just saying this, we found a sect of the cult of Yog-Sothoth, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we just get these videotapes.
I don't know how to pronounce this, so I think
I'm not even gonna try.
You want to sample it?
Yeah, let's sample it, but let's leave out the last part, because it'd be more fun to just summon a bunch of things and then not have them go away.
Yeah, I would love. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna do the put down part. We're gonna invoke something into this world, not by our words. Not by our words. I have no idea how the fuck to pronounce any of this shit. But yeah, we found some cultists chanting. We hope you guys enjoy it. But here we go. Oh my God, that hurt.
Yeah, that was extremely loud.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that is a recording of an incantation of
raising the dead,
1
basically.
to 9 people. I have no idea how many people that was. Trying to raise. Okay, that's the thing I'm not 100% sure on. Are they trying to like resurrect a person, or are they trying to put Yog-Sothoth into a dead person's body and have that body come to life?
I don't know. That's something that we probably cannot.
We probably should have figured that out before playing that, huh?
I mean, well, that's true, but I don't know. I think we'd be fucked if we tried to go that deep into things.
I think you're right. I think you're 100% correct. I think our minds would break a bit, and no.
I'm a fragile brained boy as it is. I don't need to go into any more madness.
No. So after hearing that very disturbing piece of audio, there was one case of this resurrection ritual being chanted and having fucking catastrophic results, more or less. And this was the town of Dunwich. This comes from the Dunwich Horror. And Yog-Sothoth is known to have been summoned for the purposes of impregnating a human female, who then gave birth to 2 partially human children, but mostly monstrous, one being Wilbur Whately and the other being the Dunwich Monster, which died very shortly after terrorizing a few of them. So the Whately, right? Holy shit, I forgot about this. The Whately family, one of their more famous moments in the Cthulhu Mythos is when they stood on a hill in a circle of stones with the Necronomicon while shouting the name Yog-Sothoth from the summit in like moments of madness. And this was said to be like their final moments of like lucidity. Like,
also probably one of the funniest moments from the movie.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Not quite the Whately family, as I can't remember exactly, but it's just the graphics of the time.
Yog-Sothoth!
It's just thunder.
Yeah, exactly. But that's about all we have for invocations. I'm super happy we found that lost audio.
Yeah, I'm glad that people just be sending us shit like that.
It's also kind of concerning, but
that being said, there is not a whole lot more we know about this deity. Like, this is pretty much the end all be all of information that we can really get, aside from what other people decide to bring into the canon. Now, that being said, There's so much,
Yeah,
so much
I'm looking
Yog-Sothoth pop
I'm
culture.
looking at your notes.
And I'm going to I'm just going to kind of brush over some of this.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink.
One of my favorites is that so Yog-Sothoth is actually in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
yeah, they're called the Great Intelligence,
Yeah.
and basically they're like the equals of the Time Lords, and they escape from their reality into the Doctor Who reality, and it's a whole crazy thing, and I'm not going to go over all of it, but just know that if you like Doctor Who, you can see that happen in that. There's also a couple things that I'm not super familiar with, but I guess Fate Grand Order, I guess he's in that universe as Typhon or Typhoon. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. So not only that, but their video game, I guess he's a big pillar in that whole situation. And then another thing called Housing Complex C, which I'm also not super familiar with. Another, it looks like an anime type of ordeal with lots of just like Deep One deity, Old One stuff happening in the whole series. So that's pretty cool. But for all my D&D nerds out there,
Hell yes.
huge part of the Pathfinder universe. Got a whole spec sheet and everything you can do for them in that game if you play Pathfinder over D&D 5e or whatever it is you choose to play. I would rather just play some fucking Call of Cthulhu because that's the universe.
Can we please continue masks?
If we maybe, yeah.
We just need to find it.
I want to say yes,
Dude,
but at the same time, I don't.
I just need one more person. I don't care if I'm running it for 2 fucking people. It's going to take a year to do, but I know the story in and out, and you will have a boner the whole fucking time. Even if you die again.
It's almost not fair if I play with people.
It really isn't, because you know all about the shit that might happen. But,
But I probably don't, because there's so much of the universe that I don't actually know about.
But also the writers of Massive Nyarlathotep took into account that some people might know a lot about the Cthulhu Mythos, and they use that to fuck them. It's fucking great.
Okay.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. If we want to do that like one shot every time where it's new investigators for every leg of the adventure, I can make that work too.
All right, so here's my idea.
Okay.
Patrons, you tell me to stop if this upsets you.
And we know you can't do that, but let's try.
All right, $50 Patreon tier. Every time we get a $50 Patreon tier,
well,
Simple
Simon said stop. So
perfect. That's it. That's all I needed to know. $100,000 Patreon tier. Stop. Are we stopping me? Are we stopping me yet?
No.
Nope. Anyways, so that being said, well, we just have to find the time because
really
right
do.
now,
Yeah.
like we always mention, we have
ideas.
full-time jobs. We're trying to do as much as we can with just this as we already are. And yeah, that's just
Get out of here. I have a surprise.
all I saw
forgot
was the
about
word
this.
Cthulhu.
That's fine. I do have some just little tidbits here. This doesn't have as much to do with Yog-Sothoth specifically. A couple do, but
Okay.
I just want you to answer the questions I'm about to ask you, Doug. You ready?
No.
Just
Go ahead.
Tell me when you are.
Go ahead.
Okay. What does Cthulhu eat for breakfast?
God damn it. Are these fucking dad jokes?
What does Cthulhu eat for breakfast, Doug?
Rulios? I don't know.
Yogurt and elderberries.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. All right, what's next?
Do you know what Cthulhu loves on his steak? HP sauce.
Next.
Did you know that Cthulhu is now making cheese? They're called Lovecraft singles.
Damn. If I thought hard enough, I probably could have.
Yeah,
I probably could have thought
absolutely.
about that.
You will get this, and only you, maybe. I heard an amateur cultist try to summon Cthulhu, but I don't think he Riley knew what he was fatan about.
God damn it. Literally only like a really nerdy, like,
Yeah, that's
fucking,
deep. That is deep in the mythos. Fucking hell.
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
stop there because they just get more in the weeds from here. But that first one, man,
Hey,
I saw that and I'm like, I have to say it. Mike has to be here in some capacity, right?
I mean, I guess. All right, y'all. Please check us out at all of our socials.
Allofthesocials.com.
You can go to our link tree. It has pretty much every social that we have on it. I'm sure it's all of them, I would hope. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Mike isn't doing his job properly. That being said, we're doing TikToks. We're doing YouTubes. You can get exclusive content on our YouTube and our TikTok that you won't get anywhere else. Mike and Matt are doing some fun little short videos.
Yeah. Go check out
we're-
go check out what is it, Rips on My Roommate and an Orthon or some shit.
Yeah, and then we got fucking the ding dongs eating jelly beans
Yeah.
in a random video. Like, I know that sounds weird, but go check that out on the video. That's
was
not
fun
on
to do.
Spotify or streaming services. Or maybe it is actually. I actually
No,
don't
it's
even
not on
fucking know.
Spotify. We also just found out that you can comment on episodes of podcasts on Spotify.
That's interesting.
Didn't know that.
Send us some penises
Our boomer is
emojis.
showing. For sure.
But yeah, no, just please interact with our socials. Give us some likes, some follows wherever you can. We appreciate it. It's you guys that make us able to do this and do it better and do it more. So
Hell yeah.
if you want more
Hell yeah.
and better, that's the way to do it, my friends.
If you want more better us.
More better. Money me, please.
Please.
Money me. Money. I need money, please.
Money me now, me money. But I guess the last thing that we have to do is everybody in Discord, if you guys have a drink, please go ahead and raise it up for us.
What are you drinking? What are you thinking? There's a bottle here and it's empty.
Yeah. What did you start with, Doug?
So I started with
Just Texas bourbon?
Balcones
Oh, okay.
Texas bourbon.
Okay.
Oh, pot still bourbon.
Okay.
And it's pretty good.
I've been drinking Devil's Cut. Jim Beam
yeah.
Devil's Cut. It's actually not that bad. It's pretty cheap too.
It's got a
honey kick to it.
yeah, right. I wasn't sure what
I don't know
how to
what it is,
describe
but
that,
it's pretty good.
but yeah,
Yeah, everybody on Discord who's listening to us right now, if you guys have a drink and you want to raise it up, please.
if you're driving, if you're at home,
We're not going to tell you what to do. We're also not going to tell you what not to do because that's for you to figure out because hopefully you're all adults because that's a requirement to listen. Yeah, I mean,
Ability is not responsible for anything that goes to
we are not. But seriously, thank you guys for being a part of this. We love you. We hope this wasn't awful. I had a fucking great time doing this.
Yeah,
I hope it
when
didn't come
you,
off as
when you
like
get a
I'm-
me and Jason only episode, it gets way nerdier and
Way
probably
nerdier.
we probably stray away from funny and get way more like into whatever topic we're talking
Yeah.
about.
We go deep in the
So,
weeds. We need Mike back for sure for that very, very weird comic relief.
Yeah,
It fits though.
the wild card, you
Yeah.
would say.
Wild card, bitches. Yeah!
Anyways,
Cheers.
if
we
you
love you
can't
all.
come in or come
in
on her.
Come in or come on her.
Well, both.
Come in on her.
Come in or
Just take your fucking alcohol.
commoner.
Mm. Before we go, Doug, what do you have to say to the people? The fucking beautiful people. I'm not going to do the song because he's a terrible person.
Well, if you're gonna slap your proverbial beans and peens together, you might as well summon the greatest of old ones. I want, you know what? I want you to ejaculate a great old one, if you could. However that works. Just
Come on, Cthulhu. Come on, Cthulhu. No, that doesn't work.
come on, or wait, come on, Cthulhu.
Come on. Are you doing Come On, Eileen?
Yeah, I'm trying, but it's really not working. Jason, what do you gotta fucking say?
As always, stay fucking paranoid. Especially knowing that a multi-million tentacled monster knows everything you do. He knows why you're beating off at this exact moment and why you shouldn't be.
He's also watching.
He's watching and he's also jacking off as this happens. So fucking think about that next time you rub one out. because if it doesn't make you harder, I don't know why you're here. I just don't. But yeah, that's about it. I guess we should be good to yourself, be good to others.
I guess.
And if you can figure out how to like put both of your lips around like one tooth in your mouth and like suck all the white off of it, I want a video first off. And I don't do that though.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, like, be gay, do crime, like, we support both things heavily. So, but also we also really don't condone anything we tell you to do. Like, don't do it. But wink, wink.
Yeah, don't
you know what I'm
advice.
saying?
We don't need that many open police cases on our fucking hands. Absolutely not. But we love you. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you next week, where hopefully there will be more of a cast here. Hope you guys enjoyed the nerd boners that happened back and forth for about an hour.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, if if you enjoy this, remember, and this is the last thing we're gonna say to you tonight. K the P.
Fuck yes. We love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to Inner Night. Your presence and cooperation is much appreciated. To start the night, we will do lucky numbers: 100, 47, 49, 88, 71, 55, 66, 80, 48, 89, 84, 116, 67, 70, 104, 65, 78, 90, 117, 101, 78, 95, 104, 57, 65, 84, 73, 77, 83, 100, 84, 57, 78, 86, 68, 47, 118, 105, 101, 119, 63, 117, 115, 112, 61, 115, 104, 97, 114, 101, 95, 108, 105, 110, 107. You must repeat after me. Forgive me, old gods, for I have sinned. I trust that everything will work out for my highest good. I am filled with positivity and light. Repeat those words as many times as you need this week. Now, we have a message in a bottle from another member of Inner Night. Mark says, remember to take a few moments each day to appreciate the small things in life, like the sound of birds singing or the warm red glow of the second moon. What a great reminder. This week, we recommend spending some time in nature, whether it's a hike in the woods or a stroll through the park. The fog will guide you home. And home is here with Inner Night. Remember to leave a message for another member to receive. We'll visit you again next week. Good night.